Hello, welcome to Three Things. Today
Hey,
I'm your host.
ooh, I
I'm
like
Laura
this.
Scudiere. I
Turn up the
am
tables.
the I am a health educator at the Marathon County Health Department. Today I have Mayor Katie Rosenberg,
Hey,
and today we are switching it up.
oh
We are
my
going to
gosh,
ask Katie 3 questions.
this is nerve-wracking.
So get ready. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. I have some good ones. I had a
Okay.
long list, but I whittled it down.
Okay. You might need to help me out sometimes.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
It'll be a dialogue. It won't just be,
Okay.
we'll see how it goes. Um, okay, Katie, Mayor
Yes.
Katie Rosenberg. This is I'm gonna do Barbara Walters on you.
Okay.
Okay.
Do it.
In your opinion, what is the biggest public health threat to Wausau right now?
So I guess when I think about the public health threat, I mean, obviously we're still in a pandemic. I feel like we're on our way out.
Mhm.
But when I think about our collective reaction to the pandemic over the last year, it feels like our community was definitely threatened by that misinformation and disinformation. So people that were maybe accidentally spreading the wrong information, and maybe that was because we didn't know everything yet. But then you had people who were very much on purpose spreading disinformation about the vaccine, about mask wearing. And I guess like we have to inoculate ourselves against that disinformation. We have to be able to ask the questions of like, where is this information coming from? Do we even have enough to, come to this conclusion? And how is this helping public health? I think that is probably so misinformation and disinformation, which I guess isn't technically technically a virus or a pandemic or a public health threat, but that's what I'm thinking.
I think it is a public health threat because so much of our jobs this past year has been combating bad information and trying to give good information. And I'll tell you, Katie, like it's an ongoing struggle for us to figure out how to do that without giving it a platform.
Yes.
Like there's all these bad rumors, and we don't want to just repeat the rumors, because what
Right.
happens is we'll repeat the rumor and then the real information, and what people will take away from that is the rumor.
That's the soundbite world, right? I mean, and if you say it out of your mouth,
right,
it's a struggle. So yes, okay. I'm definitely sound in my answer then. That is the biggest public health risk.
All right. Okay. Good answer.
Thanks.
All right.
I feel like I'm on Jeopardy. Right. Double Jeopardy time.
All right. Okay. What are the things you recommend that people do to become more involved in the decisions about health and safety at the local and state level? Because that's this is stuff that intimately about. Like, people come up to me and they are like mad about stuff. Like, I'm mad about the masking, or I want more masking, or how do people get involved in that kind of decision making?
Oh my gosh, really good question. Something I'm passionate about, actually. And that is, first of all, you just have to show up. You have to understand that these meetings are happening in public. We are required by law to have publicly accessible meetings. So what that meant during the pandemic was we did allow people to come into City Hall and watch. We allowed people to call in. We used WebEx. Obviously, we all get phone calls and emails and snail mail and all that. So first of all, I think it's just getting comfortable in understanding how government works. So that means just going to some meetings. We all have websites where we have to post our agendas. We specifically have a public health and safety committee. So we talk about things like liquor licenses. It's a little bit different from the county side, where you're actually talking about health. But we talk about all things from like dogs and farm animals being allowed in places and all of this stuff. So showing up, understanding what's on that, even just understanding what is the issue that you care about, and what governing body controls the regulations around that. So the masking issue was a really great example. So we had a statewide mandate, and I had people saying, remove that statewide mandate, remove it from Wausau, or I wanted people, or people wanted to be stronger. And so on the one, I can't remove a statewide mandate, right? I can't remove a federal mandate. That's just not something I can do. But locally, we can decide when that mandate was overturned, we could have our own. So the city council did debate that, and they did have in place, and still do until May 31st, a local mask mandate. And we had a lot of people show up. I mean, we had people protesting City Hall. We had people who were very for it, and they were scared to come to City Hall because of the protest of unmasked people. So maybe just following the news, but don't follow the comments, because sometimes that can be damaging to your human spirit. But yeah, understanding which body covers what you care about. And so when I ran for county board, it was because I really, really cared about mental and behavioral health and North Central Healthcare. And so I was like, you know what governs that? It's the county board. So I ran for that.
Mhm. Yeah, I bet you get asked a lot about stuff that is not the city's responsibility, or, I bet that's confused a lot.
Yeah, and I'll also say there is some confusion about the different branches of government. I mean, just having that basic understanding of civics, and on every level of government, you have those three branches. So I am in the executive branch. We have our city council, that is the legislative branch, and then we have municipal court. And so we all have those different things, and they go through different, processes. I can proclaim things, I can have emergency orders, I can do things like that. But ultimately, when it comes to long-term policy, that's the city council. And
Mhm.
so if you want to have a say in a policy, you should really talk to the city council. You should talk to your representative. You should come for public comment. You should ask questions of them. I, of course, usually know what they're going to be talking about, so I can help answer questions. And if there's something truly terrible, in my view, I can veto it. They could try to overturn that. So, we have these checks and balances for a reason.
Mhm. What about a shy person's guide? Like, if I'm a
Yeah.
shy person and I want to get involved, how do I do that without having to like go out and speak in front of a bunch of people?
Yeah, totally. I think, one of the cool things, we have Wausau Public Access, and they live stream almost all of our meetings on YouTube. So you could watch, you can watch it live, you can watch it, as the recording, but you can just kind of watch it and observe and see how it's run. So you don't have to come in or do anything. You can watch it from your bathtub if you want. Although I don't know if that's relaxing for some people. Maybe for me it would be. I don't know. Depends on
I
the
don't like
meeting.
to combine electricity and bathtub. It's
Oh, okay. I
public
mean,
health issue.
don't they have like things where you can stick it? Whatever. I mean, obviously, I'm
That's a
usually
different
listening to
thing.
it. I'm not watching it. So, now I listen to meetings when I'm in the shower. But yeah, so you can listen to those meetings, you can watch them. If you feel comfortable reaching out individually to your representative, you could write them an email, you could write them a letter, just ask questions. I think that's available for shy people. I was going back in my own personal archives, and I see that I wrote some very emotionally strong letters to Governor Doyle when he was in office. And I don't know what I actually wrote, but the responses he gave me were very kind.
That's
But he could
great.
tell I was impassioned. So yeah, I mean, there's opportunity to just observe and have more one-on-one discussion with your leaders.
Hmm. Cool. Yeah. I recently subscribed to the YouTube channel to watch all the county board meetings, so that'll be interesting. Um, okay, what is the one public health related question that you get asked a lot?
Oh man, I feel like this is all kind of wrapped up into one thing, and maybe it's two things. So I get questions about masking, because we had the local mask resolution, and like, what authority do I have? Why am I allowed to make these decisions? Yada yada. And I think some of those come from kind of a viewpoint that public health, it's a misunderstanding of public health, right? So it's about populations. It's not about your individual, healthcare. And so I would say, there's that question of just public health being very different.
Mhm.
And then the authority question, I think, is something I get a lot, like, why are you even allowed to do this? How can you mandate this? And I mean, that's pretty clear. We we have the authority at local government to mandate all kinds of things. You actually aren't allowed to have farm animals in your yard. You can only go a certain speed on certain roads. You're not allowed to, garden in the right of way. There's all kinds of just random stuff in our ordinances. So
Mhm.
there's wide latitude when it comes to city government. And of course, we want to be fair to people. And if you have a problem with it, you should definitely show up or write an email or let us know what you think.
So it sounds to me like we should be talking with our elected officials
I think
at the
so.
very least. Yeah.
I think it's easier. It's so much easier when you know where your community stands on an issue.
Mhm.
And so we have some electeds who are really good at kind of getting that information out of people. They will, they maybe have public meetings or they might have, robust discussions on Nextdoor or whatever, social media of their choice. So that's really great. But some aren't so good. So you got to work a little bit at reaching out to them so they know. And it makes it easier for them to make a decision. Ultimately, like this is representative democracy. So might not vote the way you want them to or the way the majority of their constituents want them to. So that's when you go to the ballot box and you decide, is this person representing my values?
Mhm. Yeah. So it's our duty to vote, your civic duty,
Yes.
right?
Register to vote, show up at
And
meetings.
get involved in what
Yes.
you feel comfortable getting involved in. So,
Yes.
yeah. Well, thank you, Katie. We appreciate turning the tables on you.
Yeah, thanks. I feel like I turned the tables on the discussion.
Well, these are all, I mean, it's all intersecting public health and government. I mean, that's, we are all striving for a Venn diagram of our mission. So
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. You're always right.
whatever that means, whatever Venn diagram of mission means. All right. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.